Hi there. Do you ever catch yourself up at night battling to get sleep, tossing and turning even while lacking sleep? I know I sure do. I often find myself trying to count sheep or am stuck staring at the ceiling or clock while still feeling a sense of restlessness in the morning. According to goodbody.com, approximately 60 million Americans are affected by insomnia, while every 1 in 4 develop the disorder each year. Shocking, right? It is evident that many of Americans and others across the world are affected by sleep disorders such as insomnia frequently. This disorder is something that affects millions of people, including myself, which is why I am here to inform and talk about the different types, how they affect your body, and treatments and or preventions for the sleep disorder. First things first, let's get to it. What is insomnia? What are the causes? According to WebMD.com, insomnia is a sleep disorder in which a person has trouble falling or staying asleep. Although the definition may not seem all that serious or sounds like when you drink caffeine too late in the day or you had a bad night of rest. This is important information for those who may feel as if they display symptoms of being an insomniac. Now that I have talked about what insomnia is and what it is like to have, I will be covering different forms of insomnia out there and what they are like. It is important to know the differences between the types, just like with any other disorder. Different types mean different symptoms, effects, and ways to treat it if possible. Generally speaking, there are two commonly known types, which are primary and secondary insomnia. The primary side of insomnia likely means that your issues with sleeping and feeling rested are not linked to any previous health conditions or problems. As far as those who fall under the secondary area of insomnia, there is typically a link between issues sleeping and previous health conditions and or issues. For a better understanding of the two and how they are different, someone who may have depression or anxiety would surely fall under the secondary area. Now, as I mentioned before that those two types were the most common ways to identify the form of insomnia, I'm sure many of you have heard or caught me mention two minor types which are referred to as acute and chronic forms. According to the website sleepfoundation.org, acute insomnia is usually caused by a life event, such as a stressful change in a person's life, job-related, school-related, etc. Insomnia is usually considered chronic if a person has trouble falling asleep or staying asleep at least 3 nights per week for 3 months or longer. With that being said, this information can determine further the way your body could be affected long term. How it affects your body. Have you ever been left struggling to concentrate or felt like a zombie due to a night of restless sleep? I'm sure we all have. According to an article from healthline.com, during sleep, pathways form nerve cells, which are known as neurons, in your brain that help you remember new information you processed or learned that day. Sleep deprivation leaves your brain exhausted, so it can't perform its duties as well. There are many ways that insomnia can impact the body's overall performance, which is what I am here to talk about today. For starters, the most common and noticeable signs of the disorder include yawning, excessive sleeping, and irritability, fairly common symptoms for when the body is lacking sleep. Insomnia can affect the body's mental states, moods, and brain functions significantly over time. Sleep deprivation can alter the mind's ability to effectively send signals throughout your body. Another aspect of your mind that is altered by insomnia is the decrease of coordination in the brain, which can be very dangerous. This can lead to potential high-risk situations like poor decision-making or getting into an accident because of the loss of coordination in the brain. Insomnia can affect other significant areas of your body, such as the immune, respiratory, digestive, and even the cardiovascular system. The long-term effects of sleep deprivation can increase the chances of chronic conditions such as heart disease or diabetes. Sleep is a lot more important than it may seem. Don't forget to count some sheep and limit any distractions prior to bedtime. Lastly, it's time to talk treatments. It may sound silly, but one of the most effective ways to deal with insomnia is by getting more rest at night. If you feel the conditions are worsening or not improving, you can meet with a specialist to help that. If the condition is more severe, there are medications or devices to take or sleep studies to participate in. As far as prevention options, the best ways are to avoid or limit naps during the daytime, avoiding coffee after noon or caffeine, and trying to lay down at the same time each night. Remember, practice makes perfect with everything, even getting into good sleeping habits. In conclusion, I hope to have informed my audience of new information surrounding the concept of insomnia and what it means with the types there are. Today, I also covered the symptoms of sleep deprivation and how they can impact someone and the severity of the signs an insomniac may be displaying. Thank you for listening, and thank you for your time today. Take care.